Last week we talked about Meta getting thwarted in their attempted purchase of an AI company, agentic AI company in China. But this week, it seems as though Meta has bought a robotic startup to bolster its humanoid AI ambitions. Sorry, that's a mouthful. And
Mhm.
Meta acquired a robotic startup called Assured Robotic or Robot Intelligence this week to bolster its humanoid AI ambitions. And the company spent 2 years building closed source AI models, buying VR hardware, and surveilling its employees' keystrokes. And now it's getting into the physical robot space. So the pivot is physical AI, and this one might have guessed that every company that Meta competes with, all the Mag 7 companies, are probably going to make their own robotics companies purchases and acquisitions soon because they want to remain competitive. We know SpaceX and Tesla, they're building these Optimus robots, and China's obviously dominating in the robotic space as well right now. So Meta confirmed this acquisition, and it's been building towards physical AI for some time. Shout out to our team for writing that amazing thesis early this year, and narrative predictions, embodied AI and physical AI being one of the main focuses of 2026. So that appears to be right on track. And the timing is significant because Meta announced its acquisition the same week it released earnings. Going back to what you just said about the earnings, but they showed 125 to 145 billion dollars in 2026 capex. So physical AI infrastructure, robots, sensors, actuators, chips. It's now part of the capital allocation story. So yeah, quite interesting. I'm keen to keep an eye on this and see what some of these other competitors. I think we saw Google and Nvidia getting into robots more and more in the last 2 months as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. We talk about Meta a lot, and we on this show we've been quite critical about some of the moves that Mark Zuckerberg and Meta have made in the past, specifically around the blockchain initiative that they dove into and that abandoned. There was a lot of news around them essentially, holding a funeral for the metaverse after dumping $80 billion into that initiative, and now getting into physical robots and physical or embodied AI. And it's just interesting to take a big step back and look at Facebook and Meta from the beginning. I think, was it 2005 when Facebook was first launched? A social media platform where you could connect with friends and share photos, now getting into AI. And now getting into humanoid robotics. And let's be honest, the biggest use case around these types of humanoid robotics or robotics in general right now is defense technology in wartime. So imagine a future where Facebook pivots into defense technology and making automated weapons. It's insane, but
Yeah.
not super surprising if that turns out to be the direction that they pivot into next year.
Yeah, and it's kind of the direction that tech's going in. Like we're seeing more tech agnostic giants, right? Like these huge agglomerates that are purchasing IP left and right. They want to be competitive everywhere, and that's just kind of the markets in the future we live in right now. You got to remain competitive. Your stock has to stay high and keep climbing up forever, up and up only. So to do that, you need to keep fueling the speculation machine and keep buying new companies and saying we're doing everything basically. So that's why Apple was talking about making cars. That's why Facebook or Meta, sorry, is getting into robots right now. Like it's interesting. I think Nvidia and SpaceX and Tesla are getting into like space compute center data centers. So it's certainly strange to see how these companies are trying to do everything now.
Yeah, I'd be really pissed if I got shot by a Facebook robot. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Speaking of robots during wartime, the next story comes out of Ukraine. Apparently, Ukraine captured a Russian position using only robots. That's right. Forces captured a Russian military position this week using ground robots and aerial drones. No soldiers at all entered the area. Zelensky confirmed that robots and drones have now conducted over 22,000 missions in the past 3 months. And he also confirmed that there are thousands of unmanned ground vehicles that are operating across Ukrainian front lines as of early this year. Most handle logistics, casualty evacuation, and mine clearing. But an increasing number of robots are now being armed, fitted with machine guns, and sent directly into combat positions. Now, it's worth noting that the majority of these robots, if not all of them, are not fully autonomous. They're remotely piloted. But that may change as we see more of this push across the global technology frontier into embodied AI and AI applications with robotics and physical hardware. This is a very, very interesting time that we're talking about right now, especially in relation to Ukraine, because Ukraine is largely considered the sort of like testing ground for every robotics defense contractor right now. There's the fastest real time robotics testing environment, and the feedback loops are so short because hardware manufacturers, robotics developers, and AI developers can test in many, many different situations on the front lines on how their hardware performs, what they can do to respond to failures, and how they can reiterate to improve. That's happening in days, not years. So I think we're going to continue to see more of this news coming out. There's a lot of applications that are being used here in Ukraine and also within the Middle East and the conflict in Iran. So, yeah, I see a possibility where Ukraine has tested the battleground, so to say, and they continue to roll out and deploy robots and unmanned drones for more of these missions to not try and sacrifice or pose any threat to human lives during this conflict.
Yeah, it's strange. Like this forever war is sort of like a proving ground, like you said, to debut these technologies and test them out, like a live lab where we're constantly innovating and building new weapons. And that's kind of depressing to say out loud, to be honest. But at the same time, there is some encouraging news here. Getting less humans killed, fighting this more autonomously. Maybe it's not fully autonomous robots, but it's keeping humans safe. It's less people dying ultimately, which I'm a big fan of. And two Russian soldiers. It wasn't like a huge thousands and thousands of people, but two Russian soldiers surrendering to a machine. It's one of the most profound images of where warfare is going right now, and it happened with almost no media attention. And like I don't know, it's interesting. And I think I saw something the other day. It was like a 30% casualty reduction figure, and every defense ministry in the world is like reading that right now. You can
Mhm.
achieve these results in an active war using systems that cost a fraction of what conventional weapons cost, and the ultimate cost is human lives. So if you can keep humans out of danger, then war changes drastically. And I would like personally to see war go away forever, but this is at least a small step in the right direction. Until we start talking about autonomous death terminated robots, at least I'm hoping we don't see that anytime soon.
Speaking of which, I just rewatched Terminator 2 the other day. That movie still stands up. Like it's such a
Yeah,
good movie.
classic.
Like the only thing that you really like, you look at, and I'm sure like Gen Z or Gen X are looking at that movie like, what the hell's a payphone? But like everything else stands up, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's like the standard, like the gold standard for time travel and for AI technology. I think like Skynet. Everybody knows what Skynet is, even if you don't know where it's from. You've heard Skynet before.
Yeah, absolutely.